All right, let's see what's been happening with Minecraft. Do I have it here? I should have it here, right? Yeah. So apparently something happened with Minecraft, of course, because it's apparently you guys are celebrating Black History Month apparently. So apparently there's some other shenanigans that's been happening too. Apparently that's what it is. I'm not too sure. I don't even know like the
Hey, what's
super
up, guys? Rick
early
here.
of it.
So today we'll be looking at a situation involving Minecraft and a lot of controversy they are currently facing as a result of the reintroduction of a DLC that many people consider propaganda in terms of its content, especially given the fact that the core audience of Minecraft is, of course, children.
Yeah,
We're gonna look
of
at that sort
course.
of situation in the first half of the video. In the second half of the video, we're gonna be looking at a particular FaZe Connect VTuber who questioned why this sort of thing is even offered as a DLC for Minecraft. And of course, people are absolutely freaking out. They're very outraged by what she said. They're virtue signaling. They're trying to get her in trouble with the agencies she works with. The same sort of stuff we've been seeing over the past
Minecraft.
couple of days, weeks, and
leave.
really
He
years,
sold
if we're
it,
being honest.
if I remember
But
correctly.
how did this start? Well, Minecraft on their official Twitter account posted this saying, "Want to change the world in real life? Start in Minecraft. In the free Good Trouble DLC, explore global civil rights movements, meet changemakers, and learn how to stand up, speak out, and build a better world."
Brother in Christ, this is a block video game. Get your nasty propaganda out of here, dude. What in tarnation?
Okay, so this is not something new. This was introduced about 4 years ago, but there is a heavy emphasis that wants this to be a learning tool for kids. And you can see the sort of language they're bringing into this. Kids as young as 8 years old, by the way. Activism, protest, catalyst, civic duty, nonviolence, and social justice. Now, this isn't just something you choose to use or not. This has been a part of public curriculum in many schools. Many public schools have partnered with Minecraft to get this DLC and introduce it as a part of their learning materials.
Which one is it?
So no, it's not as simple.
Let's cancel their fundings. Tell me which ones it is that we'll just cancel the fundings for them.
As, oh, if you don't like this, don't download it. It's actually been used in public schools across the country. Now, in terms of the actual content itself, we have someone here who actually played it to see what the message is really about. So this post says, "So I played this on stream today, and it's just genuine propaganda that starts off in a modern day where mixed-race protesters are clashing with all-white cops. Every segment of the game is encouraging the player to continue causing good trouble.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not educational in the slightest. It's using past civil rights movements to justify modern protests. Every lesson at the end is more encouragement to protest in the modern day for rights, which the game never states what exactly these rights are." So here's a screenshot saying, "However, there's still more work to be done. John Lewis, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, the good trouble they made has paved the way, but now it is up to us to continue their work, to honor their sacrifices, to make our own good trouble."
That's crazy that we're bringing up these people's names or so for like, you know, the causes that they were fighting for back in the day. Dude, if they were alive today, holy cow, would they be upset at these people?
Now, of course, I think people can understand why this being an option as a DLC for Minecraft and even being introduced into public schools with this sort of a message for kids as young as 8 years old.
That's crazy.
That's a bit weird, right? Like, it doesn't seem to be focusing a lot on the history. It seems to be focusing more on protesting in a modern context under some sort of a, you know, agenda that's not even really clear to anyone. Not only kids, but anyone looking at this. It seems like it's very open-ended. And of course, people are pretty upset saying, "So you think protesting for civil rights is bad?" No, as the original poster points out, the message isn't about civil rights. It's clearly a message to go protest in a vague idea of rights. They don't delve into the lives of these figures. They simply talk about the protests. Now, the Minecraft official post was getting absolutely bodied, and as you can see, they eventually locked the replies. So let's read some of the replies that got in there before they were no longer.
What the hell you mean good trouble? They were actually fighting for equal rights?
Allowed. Smash JT saying, you are a cult trying to get kids to indoctrinate them with left-wing ideologies to further your own political agenda. Modern political propaganda using a Tim Waltz quote for a kid's video game. You're disgusting. Taking civil rights leaders and letting people virtually walk with cartoon versions of them is so gross and disgusting, and a lot of other things. None of them are good. This is why you're losing to Hightail. Get this political propaganda out of Minecraft. Why did you not do this for Gaza? Are you kidding me? This game is geared towards kids. Keep the propaganda out of it.
Of course.
Now, another person to comment on this is Jelly from Phase Connect, the VTubing agency. And she originally said, I was advised by my lawyers to not comment. And well, that didn't last very long. She disregarded the comments of her lawyer and left this post that would go viral. You can see 3 million views on it. Screw it, man. I think pushing politics into my children's sandbox game is disgusting, especially when it's disguised as education. Let me play my stupid block game without having to engage or associate with any of your stupid political garbage that I literally do not care about. I am just so tired of seeing it. Why does it even matter to push real-world matters into my block game that I play to escape from the real world? And if I buy and play the game, can it be seen as taking a side because their dumb, stupid post blew up stupid people in power moments? And you can see from the replies, a lot of people agreed with this, saying, I do enjoy the fact that this is a game with a worldwide market, and they are pushing US historical events to everyone. Pretty egocentric to do this. Based. This is in no way an unreasonable demand. Politics have no place in Minecraft. They've been doing it for years since Notch left. I remember modding out the splash text years ago, especially because it's America-centric politics. Why should I care about what happens on the other continent? Why add it to an international Swedish sandbox game? And that's a good point. Yes, there were some global figures, but it was very American-centrist or centered. So yeah, it is a little odd for people who are not from the US to get flack for not wanting to see this in Minecraft whatsoever. But of course, the quotes were not as in agreement with this sort of sentiment of keeping this stuff away from a sandbox type game like this. Let's see some examples. People saying, you don't want to take a side on the civil rights movement. Yeah, this is an amazing straw man. This is not what she said at all, actually. You're completely twisting her words because you want to make it about that when she was saying it's about keeping this sort of political stuff out of a game where it doesn't really seem appropriate in the first place, right? To a lot of people. Here's another one saying human rights aren't politics. You can get all this, you can all get this human left hook, bro. So the master of empathy here is saying if you don't like having this sort of a DLC included in a franchise like Minecraft, I'm going to hit you in real life. Yes, unfortunately for this individual, maybe they should play the DLC because it talks about non-violence, so they failed the DLC in their attempt to get angry about Jelly here. But here's another one saying, just put on the effing clan robe already. Before we read the rest of this, like, why do you want this? It seems like you want these people, your enemies, your ideological opponents, to do these sorts of insane things. Like, no, that's not going to happen, and it seems very odd that...
Hey, man, there was that woman who threw the N-word at a black guy with the hard R. And they're supposed to be the most inclusive type of people? I don't know, man. It just means they're the racist. They're the actual racist ones, in my personal opinion.
You are encouraging it, but they continue on saying, you don't care about politics. You're just a white supremacist. Well, unfortunately, we'll get into this a little more. Jelly here, the focus of this attack is not white. So that's a pretty interesting claim. But also looking at this person's account, I got to share this with you guys. Let me read this bio. Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, anti-theist, anti-Zionist, history student, proletarian feminist, lesbian trans woman.
I didn't even understand half of that.
I mean, they literally got the world buffs of a bio right there. I mean, they got everything. It's actually kind of impressive. They really fortified the account the best they could. But let's continue on, okay? More people complaining about the implied race of this individual. This post says, white people want to escape from just even the smallest talk of racism because it makes them uncomfortable and reminds them of all the stuff their ancestors did. Now, please inform us what the ancestors of Jelly did. People who are not white, and Jelly does not live in America. So please, like, enlighten us. Before you made this scathing post with so many assumptions, wouldn't you want to know, like, the basic sort of foundation of the person you're lecturing here? I don't know. Here's another very peaceful and kind message. I'm not going to play the whole clip here, but we have some commie propaganda here saying, I'm going to use the red guards to end all white people. I mean, not only are you, like, extremely violent for no reason over someone not wanting a certain aspect included in Minecraft, also you're wrong. This is not even a white person, so you're wrong and crazy on multiple levels. Here's people complaining about Phase Connect. If you're not familiar with Phase Connect, they get a lot of complaints from many unhinged people on the internet, and we'll see some examples in just a second, but you can see here, Phase Connect not beating the allegations, whatever that means. Well, here's one allegation that's included. This person quoted Jelly saying, this is also the same VTuber that did literal blackface on stream a couple of weeks ago. Now, of course, you can pretty much look at this image and say, yeah, that doesn't look like they're actually doing anything that's being described here. It just looks like some sort of a shading issue or whatever. But they would get noted. They would get hit with notes saying the screenshot was taken while this VTuber was adjusting the layers on her model in VTube Studio, which is, for example, the program that I'm using to record Everybody right now. And it has all kinds of settings you can play around with to add in shading and layers and what have you. But it says certain parts of the art mesh is selected, like her mouth, were highlighted. The rest of the parts were darkened, making an unintentional yet unfortunate look on stream. And here's some more examples of that same like series of events. Like, does this really look like someone intentionally doing what they're being accused of here? Absolutely not. It's a huge stretch of logic here. And then you just look at the accounts saying this stuff. Leader of the APCM, the Anti-Phase Connect movement. They've been doing this for 10 years.
And they only got 42 followers. Been doing it for 10 years, but got 42 followers only. Okay. Like I'm saying, man, you gotta make fun of these people. You gotta put them in their place at the end of the day. They have no right to be speaking out whatsoever.
Their sort of mission here. However many of those years included Phase, I'm not sure, but it's clearly been a lot of it. And you got Hammer and Sickles. I mean, what are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? And for a time being, their pinned tweet was getting blocked by Tenma, another member of Phase. Like, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy behavior. Here's another one saying, if Phase Connect and all of its talents disappeared off the face of the earth, the world would be a better place. What do you mean by that?
That's
what do you
crazy.
mean disappeared? How are they going to disappear? What do you mean? Like, dude, say it with your chest, okay? We know what you're trying to imply here. You're just kind of afraid of saying it, but yeah, that doesn't really seem like, again, a very fair reaction. You could easily just avoid all of these Phase Connect members if you wanted to. I don't think they want to because they like to complain about them. But anyways, move on to another one. Phase Connects needs to end, man. Nobody's going to take these accounts seriously when you have a hammer and sickle in your bio. Absolutely not.
I love how these people like think like communism is so great and everything like that, but they don't actually know the actual life of communism. It's crazy though.
That's what needs to end here. Okay? Normalizing putting this symbol this hammer and sickle into your bio. Thing that they're doing. That is insane. Absolutely crazy. And then we're seeing the usual stuff. I've been talking about, you guys know my whole thing with Advance and everything going on. We're now in the phase of, I can't defeat what you're saying. I can't counter what you're saying, but I don't like it. And now I'm going to take it out on you, on your livelihood or your sponsors or whatever. And this person says, hey, at FaZe Connect, is this one of your talents complaining about a completely optional DLC about civil rights? You know, the thing that was about giving people equal rights?
Man, dude. I ain't gonna lie, dude. America sure is something, I'm not gonna lie. As much as, like, you guys got a lot of cool things, but man, dude, you got a lot of stupid retards, I ain't gonna lie, in that country. I think you guys need to reopen up the insane asylums. I think you gotta go to your representative and ask them to open up the insane asylums and put the crazy people in there.
Yeah, so they're clearly trying to get her in trouble with her agency. I regret to inform this individual this is not going to work, but again, we're seeing these sorts of tactics. It's like 2020 all over again with this stuff. People are really trying to do these sorts of tactics when they just can't defeat what people are saying or are just so mad about it. They have to go to the next level.
I don't know why you closed them down to begin with.
One of the supporters of this sort of tactic
should have been a
down
thing,
here
you
in the
know?
replies. Username Death to VTubing, Death to Bigotry, saying it's a Nazi agency run by a far-right con man. It's not that they don't care, it's that they actively support this behavior. You can't appeal to the humanity of people who don't have any.
That's the craziest thing about it. They think the person who's running the agency is a far-right person. That's how you know they don't know anything about FaZe Connect. If I remember correctly, isn't FaZe Connect owned by like a Japanese owner? If I remember this correctly, am I correct or am I incorrect? It's something like that, right? He's the it's the fish guy, right? He is Chinese. Oh, he's Chinese. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, but then at the end of the day, why does a Chinese person even care about Western politics? Like, he has his own thing that he has to worry about, so... I thought it was JP because of his name, Sakana, so that's why.
Let's rewind. Why are we here? Because she doesn't want politics in Minecraft? That's what led to this sort of a reaction. And also, like, these are the people who are going to try to play the moral high ground here, completely unhinged. No, you don't listen to these people. Completely ridiculous.
You know, the funny thing about it, people who actually think that America is like the central focal point of everything, you know, that they rule everything, are people who never left their mommy's basement, talked to actual people, and socialize with other people from around the world. Those are legit the actual people who don't really do anything, you know? They don't contribute to anything to society. They just doom scroll on Twitter all the damn time, or social media, or whatever, you know?
And also some people are getting outed as some funny individuals. This person replying to the main post saying, FaZe Connect livers try not to be horrible people challenge. You can see in quotes, livers, which is more of a term you hear from like Niji Sanji, right? Like, this shows this person is not familiar with FaZe Connect whatsoever. But here's one last quote to end this video on. This person says, it's sad this tweet has over 17,000 likes. If it's an optional experience, then why do you care? You don't have to download it. I'm so tired, man. Yeah, well, here's the thing. You can't do an appeal to triviality like this. Oh, who cares? Why do you care? Oh, who cares? Yeah, no, clearly you...
Then the question is, why do you care of someone expressing their opinion about the topic? Why do you care of other people's opinions? I'm just saying.
Care. And also, Minecraft cared enough to not only include this as a DLC, They're literally working with schools to bring this to kids at public schools who aren't, they're not like going home and saying, hey, mom and dad, can I have this DLC? Can I download this? No, it's a part of the curriculum. So yeah, I think people do care. You can disagree with that, but don't act like this is not significant in any sort of a way, because look at the reaction from both sides. Really everyone included in the situation. People are reacting one way or another. Clearly.
See, this is like one of the things why I don't want to have kids, because I don't want them to get like randomly brainwashed by these weirdos. These are like really weirdo freaks that are literally like brainwashing your kids to think this way, you know? I don't want that. Hell no, dude. I really don't. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of like dating anyone from the Western society, to be honest.
It is something worth caring about one way or another. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Minecraft doing the most to really save face these days. Because I'm sure we're going to talk about more involving some Microsoft-related issues that have been going on in their gaming department. It's been an absolute mess over there at Microsoft, so that's something perhaps to save for another day. But for now, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, jeez.
Are TikToks popular?
Oh, jeez. Honestly, kind of crazy in my personal opinion. Not surprising that Minecraft is still at it or so with the whole, you know, with the whole, I guess their diversity situation thing that they do or so. I'd be curious to see if they're gonna do their, what is it? What's it called or so for the LGBT thing? What is it? What was it called again? They had like a month or something like that. It's supposed to be for guys at the end of the day. I forgot what's it called already. I personally just don't care. But yeah, overall, I bet you they're not even gonna. I'd be curious to see if they're gonna celebrate that to begin with. Actually, to be honest. Hey, Rabbit. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah. I'd be curious to see how they're gonna do that, where they celebrate the LGBT thingy thing. So, but yeah, Dinosaur Month. There's a Dinosaur Month. I didn't even do that.